throwing bricks at the police.
What's up, family? Happy Monday. I'm going to give a little thought, my 2 cents, just my thoughts about this weekend, about the riots. Listen, it's not right. You know, growing up in East LA, growing up with the homies, you know, as a Chicano, you know, we never burned our own cities down. You know, we protected our cities. We made sure that we didn't have other people coming in and destroying it, graffitiing, burning. We took care of our block, you know, we took care of our cities. Nowadays, these kids, they ain't got no respect. And I don't know who raised these people. You know, if you're a parent, you got a son out there, you know, you already got grown kids. Take care of your business. You know, raise your kids right. Check them, you know, this is not right. You know, you could protest, yeah, protest. Maybe it's too much. Maybe you're seeing too much happen too fast. But remember who started it. Biden and the Democrats, they had the border open 40 years. They let in millions of people. A lot of them are unvetted. A lot of kids came up missing. Over 350,000 kids came up missing. Child trafficking, you know, drugs. We had foreign gangs that ain't from the U.S. They're not from California. You know, foreign gangs coming in, drug trafficking, kidnapping, prostitution. You know, this is our area. This is our city. This is our country. You know, we're born, our roots are here. This is not Venezuela. This is not El Salvador. This is California. This is America. So I'm going to tell you this. If you're out there protesting, that's fine. Don't start burning stuff, you know. And I know maybe you don't like cops or whatever. That's, you know, they're doing their job, you know. And don't try to blame Trump. Don't try to blame the magas. Blame your governor, Newsom and Bass. He's playing you like a fiddle. He's playing you like a sucker. He wants you to go out there. Why do you think they found bricks, stacks of bricks all over the city? They found rocks, cylinder blocks all over the city. Why? Because they want you to pick them up and throw them at cops. They want the National Guard in there. They want riots. Why? Because they want to control the narrative. They want to continue to brainwash and tell you that Trump is bad. He might not be the perfect example for president, but he's going to the extreme. He's got to go so hard to go against what Biden did. Biden slid in all these people, you know, and all these people that don't belong here. They're trying to get rid of them. And now they're telling you, they're exposing where they're doing the raids at to get you upset. Don't fall for it, Raza. Have some common sense. Use your head. Because if you get busted, you're not going to get out. You're going to the feds. If you get busted, you're going to prison. Think, okay? Use your head. God bless you. Have a blessed day.
There's the American dream and the California dream. There's no Alabama dream. Eat your heart out, Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. This is California. The world looks to us to see that it's possible to live, advance, and prosper together across every conceivable difference. It's what makes this state great, that we don't tolerate that diversity as we once had, but we truly can look today and talk in terms of how we celebrate that diversity.
What's actually happening is they're buying voters. That's really what's happening. It's like a giant voter fraud scam. They're importing voters. It's easy to understand if you look at basic incentives. The basic incentive here is the more illegals that the Democrats can bring in, the more likely they are to win. So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have been doing, and it worked in California. California's supermajority Dem. And look at all the companies that are leaving California.
Yeah.
I mean, In-N-Out just announced they're leaving.
Yep.
Their headquarters leaving California.
They're moving to Tennessee.
There's the American dream and the California dream. There's no Alabama dream. Eat your heart out, Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. This is California. The world looks to us to see that it's possible to live, advance, and prosper together across every conceivable difference. It's what makes this state great, that we don't tolerate that diversity as we once had, but we truly can look today and talk in terms of how we celebrate that diversity.
A competent governor. Look at the job he's doing in California. He's destroying one of our great states. And if I didn't get involved, if we didn't bring the Guard in, and we would bring more in if we needed it, because we have to make sure there's going to be law and order. You had a disaster happening, and they now admit it was a disaster. I watched the chief yesterday, who's a good man, by the way, and he said, well, we're lucky we did this because they were overwhelmed. You saw what was happening.
As people are worried about the violence that we're seeing, this violence that I've seen is shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing. They'll take backpacks, and the backpack will have a cinder block in it. They have a hammer, and they'll break up the cinder block and use that, pass it around to throw at officers, to throw at cars, and throw at other people. We've seen people with hammers, and you've broadcasted, breaking the bollards behind the federal building and taking the rocks, if you will, or pieces of concrete, and throwing them at officers. We've had liquid of who knows what description thrown at officers. There's no limit to what they're what.
So we did the right thing. Everybody agrees to that. But you have a governor who let the city burn down, didn't want water to be sent down to him. I sent billions of gallons of water. I wanted to do it in the first term. He wouldn't do it over, I don't know, they have environmental reasons, but there were no environmental reasons. I think it's just a political philosophy. But it's lucky for the people in Los Angeles and in California that we did what we did. We got it just in time. It's still simmering a little bit, but not very much. Yep.
Gavin Newsom he's daring tomhoman to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look.
Hey, torta! If you immigrated here illegally and you're out there protesting, echando desmadres, destroying property that don't fucking belong to you because you don't want to get sent back to the country you came from, I don't give a shit who you are or where you came from. Deport a freaking sap. You see, your due process, it happened when you disrespected my flag and my land. A mí me vale. Pinche torta.
The LA County Police say that they have it under control. Carrying a flag is not illegal, as you know. What did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot.
Video after video has shown that these agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters that later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
Unrest is isolated. LA is home to millions of people, most of whom are having a normal day here on Sunday.
You've heard reports that there are riots on the streets of Los Angeles. That is not what's happening across the city of Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom's right. There wasn't anything like a riot happening on Friday, Saturday.
We just witnessed a protester thanking a National Guardsman for his service here in California.
LAPD, by most estimates, had this under control last night.
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. There was a protest that got a little unruly late at night.
There have been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody, shot anybody, threatened anybody. Nothing has happened.
Arrest! I'm dead! Arrest! I'm right here! Hey! Hey! Back!
Yeah. Yeah. That's what your dumb ass get.
Are hardworking, good people, and they're the backbone of our city, and they should have access to all the things that we have access to. And I just don't think they understand that it's a political pawn. I don't think they understand
It's a political game.
This is not done for compassion and kindness.
No.
This is just done to ensure that it stays blue.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's essentially a bribery with your tax dollars.
Yes, this is why the Dems will not even deport criminals.
Yeah.
Because every criminal deported is a lost vote.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not. We are a city of immigrants, and this impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?